Hey kids, it's Pastor Tony, and today is a lesson that's part of our series called Humans. Each lesson explores more about you and me, humans. I'm a human. You are too, right? Yeah, probably. And in these lessons, we talk about the way we were made, the things we do, how we think, and the emotions that we feel. So much more. God says that we are each fearfully and wonderfully made. We're unique, and yet there's things about us that are the same. Today, we're going to talk about the fact that we throw things. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go talk about humans. For today's lesson, we will focus on this one fact about humans, that we throw things. Do you know what these are? These are indoor snowballs. Yeah, designed for you to use indoors for a snowball fight. And I know they work because at my parents' house, at our house, we end up having indoor snowball fights no matter what time of year. So if you were here and I could throw this and I could hit you with the snowball, it wouldn't even hurt. They're so soft. We throw all kinds of stuff. So we're going to play a game called Stuff We Throw, where I'm going to hold an item up. See if you can be the first person in the room to shout out the name of the item. Ready? Here we go. What is this thing that we throw? Boom! You know what it is? You probably said it. It's a baseball. Some people can throw it really far. Some people can throw it really hard. Some people can make it go like this when they throw it, like it curves. Baseball's something we throw. Here's the next thing. Ready? What is this? See, what is it? It's a baton. Some people can throw it so high and catch it behind their back. See? They're more skilled than I am. Maybe that's one of the things that you can do really well. Next item, here it is. What is this? Yeah. It's a styrofoam airplane. This one has been at our house for a while, and it has seen some damage because it doesn't throw so well anymore. Check it out. Yeah, we threw it into a tree or the ground and the tail broke. It still works, but not as good as it used to. Ready? Here's the next one. What is this? Oh, can you see? What is this item? You probably said it. A basketball. Some people can throw it behind their back, between their legs. They can throw it over, under. They bounce it. Some people can shoot it. Some people, like you, can shoot so well that if you and I had a contest, you would clearly beat me because you can throw the basketball so well. But what about this item? Maybe you have one of these. Ready? What is this? Huh? It's shaped like a disc. It's super soft, flies through the air, a frisbee. I also throw this one at my kids in the backyard. We play frisbee tag, but it's so soft and flexible. This is a good one. Are you good at throwing a frisbee? Yeah. How about this item? Can you throw one of these? This is a boomerang. And this one is supposed to glow in the dark. Batteries are dead, but have you ever tried to throw a boomerang before? The idea is that you throw it and it comes back. I've never been able to make it work. How about you? Ready? Let's see. Didn't work. Yeah. How about this? What about these? What are they? That's right, your keys. Have you ever heard somebody say, hey, toss me the keys? Mom, dad, brother, sister, toss me the keys. I got to get going. We throw keys. Here's something else we throw. Ready for this one? Watcha! What is it? It's a football. Some of you, you can throw the perfect spiral. Some of you, it might look like this when you throw it. And some of you, you can throw this really, really far. But a football is definitely something that we throw, to our friends or at our friends, depending on how you're playing. Next one. It might confuse you, so think about it. Ready? What is this we throw? Yeah, you're probably saying, Tony, why do you have a pinwheel? Because look at this pinwheel. It's not so good anymore. I mean, this pinwheel has had a rough year. Storms, snow, rain, heavy wind, a little bit of hail, and COVID, right? And look at this pinwheel. Do you know what we throw away? We throw away trash. This is ready to go in the trash. So I'm going to throw it away later today. Last one. Ready for this? What is this that we throw? Huh? A pom-pom. Cheerleaders, a cheer team, they throw these in the air to get people excited. Sometimes they even throw people in the air, and hopefully they catch them when they're on their way down. Did you know that the Bible tells us that we should take some things and throw them to God? What? How do you throw something to God? Wow, where do we throw it? We'll get to that. But how about we talk about how the Bible says that first? The Bible uses the word cast. Cast means to throw, to toss. And one of the people that tells us to cast or throw things to God is David. In Psalm 55:22, David says, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you." At this time, David is struggling with some really bad problems with other people. They're trying to physically hurt him. They're trying to emotionally damage him. They're trying to cause problems between him and his friends. And David says, I got to a point where I realized when I have problems with other people, I just need to cast that problem to God and say, God, can you please take care of it? Notice in this verse though, cast your burden on the Lord and he will sustain you. David doesn't say the problem will be taken away. He says that when you're dealing with the problem, God will help you to be able to endure. Have you ever had people problems in your life? Maybe with your friends, a teammate, a classmate, maybe with a sibling. Somebody might have called you a name, or there was a group of people they didn't include you when they were doing something. Or maybe there's somebody who every time you spend time with them, maybe playing around them, they're just so bossy and they're always telling you what to do. To the point that there might be somebody who bullies you. Or there might be somebody you know who makes fun of you for being a Christian. Why do you go to church? You really believe all those stories are true? You've probably dealt with people that there's times when they're just not nice to you. And when that happens, when you have problems with other people, David says, cast your burden on the Lord and he will sustain you. But David wasn't the only person in the Bible that wrote words to say, if you have a problem, throw it to God to get his help. Peter, he wrote about that too. Remember who Peter was? One of the closest friends of Jesus. And when Peter told people to cast something to God, he didn't say that you need to cast your problems with other people. Instead, Peter talked about some emotions and feelings, especially anxiety. Do you know what anxiety is? It's that feeling you get when something's about to happen that makes you like worried nervous. Not just nervous, but like worried nervous, like, I don't know what to do. Think about times you might have felt that way. Maybe you were doing schoolwork and you had so much homework that you just felt overwhelmed and you started thinking or saying out loud, like, I just don't know what to do next. I need to get this project done and I feel like there's so many things I have to do. I don't know if it's going to go well. Or I have to get up in front of people and do a presentation and I'm so nervous that I'm getting myself sick. I'll be embarrassed. What if they make fun of me? That's anxiety. That's what Peter is saying. Give it to God for his help. What about with instruments? Some of you play instruments, right? And as you're practicing, you're getting so worked up that, I just don't get the right note. I'm getting so frustrated. Or you get up to play in front of people and again, you think to yourself, what if they make fun of me? What if I make a mistake? I'll be so embarrassed. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. That's what Peter says. Give it to God. With your friends. Some of you might be so worried to say, I need to wear the right clothes to school. Otherwise, my friends are going to mock me and make fun of me. And I want to make sure I look nice for my friends. And it drives you crazy in the morning trying to figure it out. Or if you see a group of people talking, you start thinking in your mind, are they talking about me? Oh, I got to get over there. I can't let them talk unless I'm there so I know what's being said. What about the weather? Have you ever been so worried about the weather, like there's a storm approaching, and you immediately think of the worst thing that could happen? The house could get blown down. I could get sucked up in a tornado, and it ends up it's just a little bit of rain. Or you start hearing the thunder. You see the lightning, and you panic like it's the worst thing in the world. That's anxiety. What about when it comes to your health? Somebody you know is sick, maybe a friend or a family member, and immediately you think to yourself they're going to die. Maybe they're not going to die. Like, don't overreact. When it comes to COVID, are you so worried that you say, I can't do anything. I'm so anxious. God can't take care of this. Peter says when you have those feelings, you need to take those feelings and give them to God. Read what Peter said. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Peter says the first thing you need to do, you have to humble yourself. When you're struggling with the feelings that you're overwhelmed, you're worried, you're too nervous, like super bad nervous, he says you need to humble yourself and get to the point where you realize, I can't do this on my own. I need God's help. The God of all the universe is the only one that can help me. Why will God help you? Peter told us, because he cares for you. So get to a point where you realize I need help, and then tell God about your problems because God cares for you. He'll take care of it. But how do you throw your problems to God? I mean, do you try to throw something up into heaven? Like, here's my problem. How do you even get a problem in your hand? Here's one way you could think about it. Throwing your problems to God, casting your cares, we do that by praying. And if it helps you to understand or to feel like I'm actually giving this problem to God, when there's something you're worried about with other people, with an emotion you're feeling, what if you prayed and set into your hand the thing you're most worried about and said, God, please take care of this for me. And then you crumpled it in your hand, just tossed it in the air like you're actually throwing this problem to God. God could help you, right? I mean, we're not actually throwing him the thing, but we're starting to realize and get in the habit of saying, God takes care of it, not me. And God is willing to catch that problem and help you to endure. Maybe take it away. Maybe give you the strength or the people you need to get through it. Because God, he can deal with anything. He wants to hear about all your problems. And he says, I love you so much. I care for you. So cast or throw all your problems to me. I was thinking of a way that you could be reminded this week about throwing all your problems to God. If you went on the internet and you started to look at all the throwing contests around the world, you're going to find some crazy contests. I know because I looked. Like there's contests where people have the egg throwing contest, two people slowly getting back further and further from each other, throwing a raw egg until it breaks. There's a rubber chicken throwing contest. There is a cow chip throwing contest, and if you don't know what that is, you'll find out when you look it up. There is a tuna, like a tuna fish throwing contest, a Christmas tree throwing contest. Yes, a real Christmas tree that's been cut that people are contesting to see who can throw it the furthest. And there's a cell phone throwing contest. Probably not your own cell phone, probably an old broken one, but man, can you imagine throwing a phone? Do you think you could throw it further than me? We'll have to try, but we'll do it with your phones, not with mine. There's so many weird throwing contests, so check that out as a reminder. And take time to read through Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 34. Those verses are part of the time when Jesus is preaching the Sermon on the Mount, where there is a huge crowd of people gathered around, and Jesus says to them, if you follow God, this is how you will act. This is what you will do, and this is what you will believe. In Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 34, he tells people that here's some proof around you to show you that God cares for you. The same things that Jesus talks about in those verses are things that we're going to see pretty soon. Now that we're getting to springtime, we're going to see flowers. We're going to see birds, and they can be excellent reminders to us that God does care for us. And because he cares for us, God says, whatever your problem is with other people, with your emotions, throw them to me, and I can take care of them, or I can help you get through the problem. So this week, you need to throw your problems to God. No matter what you throw, basketball, football, frisbee, airplane, the keys, money, a pinwheel, remember to throw your problems to God. Just tell him what you're worried about. He'll help you get through it, okay? Sounds like a plan? Great, because next time we're going to talk more about humans, the way we are, who God is, and how we can be more like him. And until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye.